What's happening? Dustin here with Life in a Mustang, bringing you another vlog. And today I'm going to talk about some things that I like about my Mustang, things that would persuade me to choose a New Edge 99 to 04 Mustang. It's got to be a GT or a Cobra, that's a given, but today I'm going to talk about those things coming up. All right, the first thing that I love about these 99 to 04 Mustang GTs is the body. I have always been a huge fan of how these bodies look. They do look phenomenal. I mean, the New Edge cut, you know, the stamped dies that Ford made, they look great. Ford did a great job on the New Edge Mustang. I do like that it's not the rounder, like, you know, the 98 and below. I love this body style, always will, but I do love the new ones, the new S550s or whatever it is now. I trust me, I like them. All right, number two. Number two is I love the way that these two valves sound. They sound amazing. They sound good. I mean, there's nothing like a good old Mustang tone. Great stuff. Just great stuff. Gotta love that. These things sound good going on the road. They sound good with almost any exhaust, even with no exhaust. These things are outstanding. I will tell you, if you have headers and an X-pipe, no cats, you want some mufflers because these things are stupid loud. Trust me, I tried it for like one day. Didn't happen, couldn't drive the car, just ridiculously loud. But they sound good no matter what you do to them. Everybody normally goes with the Flowmasters. Flowmasters are great, they sound good, yes. But there's other options out there that do sound better. Me, myself, these are MagnaFlow 2-chambered mufflers. Yes, they are MagnaFlows. Yes, MagnaFlow does make a chambered muffler, and that's what these are right here. They sound good, they got like a raspy tone. They do not sound like a Flowmaster going down the road. They're a little lower tone, but when you stomp on it, it is a lot raspier than a Flowmaster. They're great mufflers. They're actually pretty cheap. I bought them. Here in the near future, these mufflers are coming off because I will be going to a turbo setup. So it was kind of good that I bought some cheaper mufflers, you know, like $60 a piece. It was good that they were cheap because they're just coming right back off the car. I was gonna do, you know, all the way out the back, but now that I've decided to do a rear mount turbo, mufflers aren't needed anymore. Unless it's a straight through muffler, these are chambered, it's not gonna work with a turbo. And the third thing is, what could be the third thing about this car? Oh yeah, here we go. The fact that it says GT. There's something that comes along with a Mustang owner that you only get street cred if you have a Cobra, Shelby, or a GT. Now here recently, since these new cars have came out, the S197, the S550, since those have came out, the GT is starting to lose its street cred, and I'm gonna say, gosh dang it, man. These things are still a quick machine and they still have potentials to do 12s with just some bolt-ons. They hold their own. They're a lot lighter than these newer cars. Therefore, the power to weight ratio is still there. Everyone's 2 valves are so slow. Well, I'll tell you right here, my 2 valve does 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds when it hooks up. And it doesn't hook up very well. With these cars, they have such a light rear end that you are going to need some bigger slicks, some drag tires. If you want to hook up, it doesn't matter. The tires that come on the car or the tire size that comes on the car, they don't hook up. You take traction control off and the tires, they just spin and spin and spin and spin and spin, and you don't go nowhere. Great for, you know, sliding around the corner and going to a crowd. Mustang owners, what are you doing, man? Just the other day, I was watching Cletus McFarlane. Watching his YouTube channel. Dang it, man. Let them bald eagle fly, them twin turb skids. Because that's what I'm going with right here is maybe twin turb. I actually have 3 T4 turbos that are like brand new. They look like crap because they were painted and the paint's coming off, but whatever. Anyways, the bald eagles rip. You gotta have good tires. Cletus McFarlane, you know, that guy with the C4 Corvette, he just made a Christmas sweater. I just seen that Christmas sweater says, "Grandma got ran over by a Mustang." What are you guys doing? Mustang owners are giving us a bad name. If you can't handle your car, don't drive your car. That's what I gotta say. Now, yes, oh, you got a under a 300 horsepower car, you don't know nothing about handling. Well, dang it, man, I race motocross for the gosh dang forever. I got a crotch rocket and some Harley, so I think I can handle the power. Anyways, what number were we on? Number 4. Street cred. If you own a Mustang, you got some type of street cred. I was just talking about street cred, the Mustangs, since the GT thing. But the street cred, just saying I got a Mustang. There's somebody somewhere in their family, they have had a Mustang, someone's had a Mustang, and they got some kind of memory, and you got something to talk about at the car meets. You cannot go to any car meet without finding somebody somewhere that has a Mustang story. Therefore, the street cred on these Mustangs and the conversations that they bring up, number 4. And the 5th and final thing that I'm gonna do today, the final thing that I'm gonna talk about with these Mustang GTs is, well, let me think about it. And the 5th thing that I like about these Mustang GTs is that there is a monstrosity of the aftermarket world out there. You can get everything from this car. You can turn this car into a complete race car through a mail order catalog or on the internet. You can buy every bit of this car. Me, myself, I've slowly been building this car. If anybody doesn't know that I have actually owned this car since it had 0 miles. Brand new, off the showroom floor. This car has been in the family forever. It has always been there. But the street cred with these cars, or the aftermarket, so the aftermarket for these 99 to 04 Mustangs, even the older ones, even the new ones, if you own a Mustang, there is so many options that you can go with. I mean, you can get different differentials. Every piece of your car you can buy brand new. There is not one part of your car that you cannot buy off the internet or the magazine to improve your car. Suspension, whatever. I mean, for me, myself, I'll go over the list that I have right here. It's gonna be Eibach lowering springs. I'm not gonna try to attempt to show you those. BBK 70mm or 78mm throttle body. BBK cold air intake, which I did modify. It used to go down into the fender right here, but I cut the pipe after this. I added this and then I put the filter on. It was actually one of these filters. So if you can imagine that filter inside of there, you see what I'm talking about? Look at this filter. This filter, it's actually sucked in because there's so much dirt in there. The car was sucking the filter in. This filter, there we go. And that is why I turned my intake from a BBK cold air intake type filter down in the fender well to this setup right there. It's because it actually collects less dust, less dirt, less grime, and in that filter cone that comes with the factory Mustang GTs, it acts as a heat shield, and it actually has a tube piping into the fender still. So it's still a cold air intake, no matter how you look at it. The filter is still getting air from a different source than the motor. Now, I can tell you that my air intake temperatures, they are normally around, you know, anywhere from 60 to 100 degrees. Well, I'm sure when I turbocharge this car, it's gonna blow my motor because it's a factory motor. I actually received this motor from a junkyard. I bought it, had it put in, and I will tell you, that's another thing. The aftermarket world and the scrap world. If you blow a motor, because these 2 valves are real bad about rod bearings, crank bearings, oil pumps, that's what blows these suckers up. And then when you put boost on them, they got, you know, powdered metal crank rods, but that's a different story. But you can get all those in the aftermarket world. These cars are fully tunable, fully buildable. Everything there is with these cars right here, you can get them, you can build them. They're not that expensive now that they're getting older. They are a fun car to drive. All right, that's the 5 things that I love about this car. Number 1, the way they look. Number 2, the way it sounds. Number 3 is the street cred that you get for owning a Mustang, dog. So there's plenty of stories out there, plenty of people getting together, plenty of groups. I mean, the Mustang is a lifestyle. Little wink, wink, the Mustang lifestyle out there. Plenty of things to fabricate, buy. There's so many things you can do. You can just mail order the entire car and bam, all of a sudden you got a fun little car out there. I almost said something I shouldn't have. And number 5 is the stories that come along with these Mustangs, the rides that you take, the places they will take you. You're gonna love your Mustang. If you don't own one, go out and get one. Get a project, you and your kids, whatever. Put together one of these Mustangs, slowly build it through the years, and you will see that it is well worth your time and your heart to put into this car. Get a little sentimental right there, getting a little sentimental. I am slowly building this car. I've owned it since it was brand new, blue motor. Actually had a forged motor in the car at the time. It totally destroyed it. The motor came up missing, whatever. I'm gonna put twin turbos in this car, run real low boost. I got some money set aside for the crank rods, pistons, bolts, everything that I need. I'm gonna go ahead and slap those turbos in there, run real low boost until I blow the motor up, and then I'm gonna go completely forged. So for all y'all out there saying I'm doing it backwards, it's because dang it, I want power now. I want them twin turbskis and let them bald eagles rip. All right. This has been Life in a Mustang. I'm Dustin. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I put out 2 videos every Sunday. One is this tool is cool. The second one is some type of vlog, some type of how-to. So I'll catch you later next Sunday. Peace.